What is going on, delicious people of the internet? It is Mesa Sean, and welcome to first edition of Ask Mesa. And it sounds so silly saying it, but you know what? I put out the feelers. You guys interacted. You asked questions, so I'm here to answer them, and I'll continue doing this. And this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. So gameplay in the background, first off, comes from the PlayStation blog. It's some Exodus Blue Destiny PvP multiplayer map. And then we'll transition over to the Senin Gamer. Check out his channel, link also in the description. My Serbian friend out of Austria got some killer gameplay and is growing at a rapid rate, so don't miss out. Go subscribe already. Okay, so I'm not answering these questions in any particular order, and fear not if your question is not answered, because I will continue to make these videos so long as there's a demand for it, and you guys have questions, so let's jump into it. First question, Ricky Rojas, hope I'm saying that right. Yo Mesa, do you use a Scuf controller for PS4? Do you think it is needed for Destiny, and what sensitivity did you use for beta? Funny, you should ask. I have a PlayStation 4 Scuf controller on order right now. It's going to be a couple of weeks out. I ordered it about 2-3 weeks ago. Long story short, I used the Scuf on the PlayStation 3 when I played Black Ops 2. Why? Because it was very effective for jump shotting. Black Ops 2 was a great game where jump shotting always gave you the advantage, coming around corners, whatever. I do see it being a benefit. Do I see it being a necessity for Destiny? Absolutely not. I did fine with jumping around and using I'm still going to call it Halo jumping, guys. I'm sorry. I'm still a noob. I'm going to be using it, yeah, I think it's going to be effective. Do I think it's needed? Absolutely not. And for sensitivity, I remember, you see, the lower the sensitivity, the better long shot I am, but then it makes for, Shawnee does horrible in close engagement. So I was fiddling around between a 6 and a 7. I might have even gone down to 5 at one point when I was not getting good long shots. Next question from Zernov Block. How long is your first game session going to be on release date, and what's the stash of supplies you have bought for it? Well, that all depends on how it goes with picking up my limited edition and also my Ghost edition, because Shawnee's car is in the shop, which means I got to find a ride, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bike down to my local GameStop. It's like a 15-minute bike ride. I'm in New York, so it's easy. Bike down to the midnight release, get the limited edition, bike home, then bum a ride off a friend to go to the Best Buy and pick up my Ghost edition. As for stash of supplies, well, I drink a lot of coffee and I drink a lot of Monster energy drink. I'm kind of a caffeine addict when it comes to that stuff. And I eat a lot of fruit, but I cannot neglect myself. I will go to the gym that day and do my 70 minutes of cardiovascular. Next question from Fabian De Giovanni. Is that from Italia? Are you from Italia? He says, the day of launch of Destiny, will you stream a KJ Hovey? Well, my lawyers have been in contact with his lawyers, and we are working something out. But no, not first day, but definitely we're going to be probably doing some collabs, and definitely going to be streaming. And if I haven't said this already, when it comes to the Crucible and PvP, I want him on my team. I don't want to be on the opposite team. So, KJ, yo, let's do this. Next question is from Raj Delawala. Do female characters in Destiny have smaller hitboxes? I highly doubt that. You know, when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, and it was really the first game we had the option to choose female or male characters, that debate went around the internet like crazy, and pretty much that was put to bed that no, female characters will not. So I highly doubt Bungie will. Speaking of that, I think my first character, the Hunter, I'm going to make a female, because I don't think anything will be a blow to a real cocky, egotistical alpha male in PvP in the Crucible when they get their head blown off by a super smoking hot Hunter Exo female. I think it'll be cool. What do you think? Okay, next question. FIFA 11 Skills fan. He says, question for you. How old are you and what do you do outside of YouTube, like work or school? Alright, now the age thing, it's a little touchy, but let's just say 30s, okay? We'll leave it at that. As for school and work, I actually am I was a science nerd in college. I majored in biomedical sciences and I minored in biochemical pharmacology, whatever the hell that means. And for work, I do medical device sales, which means I sell a whole bunch of medical equipment to physicians and hospitals and all that sort of good stuff. So anyway, it's not a very fun industry and it will lead you to an early heart attack. That's what I do. So, Matt Grady says, what are your fears for Destiny? This is more of a personal fear, because if you guys haven't already figured out, I really want Destiny to blow Call of Duty Advanced Warfare out of the water. Now, granted, they're both published by Activision, so it's really not a competition, but I don't know, just something about the two communities and being a recovering CODaholic. I don't know, I'm tired of seeing people shit on Destiny, and you saw my previous video about it being flavor of the week and flavor of the month. I so so badly want to see them all proven wrong. I want to see all these big COD YouTubers get on it and get their ass handed to them because they can't handle the verticality. And it's too much like Halo, and it's yada yada. I don't know. That's really the only fear I have. I think there's going to be more than enough people online. There's going to be more than enough. I'm curious to see come December when the Dark Below expansion hits, what are the numbers going to be like. I'm really going to be paying attention to that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Next one comes from IB Main, where he talks about how he subs to me for Destiny, but he's been enjoying my Killzone vids, and is it worth picking up for someone that's a total noob to the Killzone universe? And with that, I say yes, 100%. I had never played a previous Killzone title before, not 1, 2, 3. Shadowfall was my first Killzone, and I completely fell in love with it, and I'll give myself a plug here. I have a Killzone for Noob series. If you go back, there's a playlist for it. Just don't mind, they were made back in May when I was brand new to doing this whole thing, and I am horrible on the mic. Way less confident than I feel now, but yeah, it is an amazing game. Love that game. True skill, no aim assist, really, really fun abilities, and when you buy Killzone Shadowfall, all the DLC maps are free. They don't want to fragment the player base, so you just download them, and then the season pass is only $20, and you get a full extra class. You get a whole bunch of weapons for all your classes, and then you get what's called Killzone Intercept. It's a cooperative four-player cooperative strike, and it is just absolutely a blast. I play both multiplayer and Intercept almost every night. So yeah, go check it out, and I think there's still more expansions coming out later in the year. Definitely pick it up. So KSG593 asks about is the character customization going to be deep enough? You'd like to see a little more in the final game. I think we're going to have more than enough in terms of customization. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a game that has more in it. And what I like about it is that you got to earn it. Got to unlock it. You can't buy it. I can't stand, and I'm praying that they don't go this route, and I don't think Bungie will, but I don't know. I hate the whole microtransactions thing. I got to go back to Call of Duty. You know, when I played Black Ops 2, I loved my beloved Diamond assault rifles and Diamond SMGs because it took me a long-ass time to work on those, get every gold gun, and unlock that secret Diamond camo, which is so beautiful. Like, when I think of Call of Duty Ghosts, it was just so cheesy with the tacky weed camouflage and space ducks, and to me, it jumped the shark. Do people even use that word, jump the shark? I don't know. But I really think there's going to be way more than enough to even think about trying to unlock in terms of our character customization. So, no fears, my friend. Brandon Davis wants to know, are you going to play Blacklight again? He's referring to Blacklight Retribution, the first-person shooter free on the PlayStation 4, and I think other consoles as well. Probably not. Really cool game. I even have a couple live comms I never got around to posting, but if you guys want, go check that game out if you have any spare time. I thought it was pretty cool. A little weird in the shooting mechanics, and again, it's free-to-play, kind of pay-to-win. The full version, which is still free to play, is way better than the beta that was running for a very long time on PlayStation 4, and I would give it a try. Okay, last one comes from Brutal Owls, and thank you, sir, for being on my stream every night. What's your favorite game of music? What's your first gaming console? And do you think Destiny will last 10 years? I'll answer back to front. Destiny in 10 years? I hope so. I mean, I think it's going to be the next big franchise out there, just as large as Call of Duty. Hopefully, well, probably way bigger than Battlefield, I think. And I'm not knocking Battlefield. I'm just looking at it from an objective standpoint. I think it's going to be huge. First gaming console, God, I really shouldn't answer this because you're going to think I'm old as a fossil here, but it was the Atari 2600. Yeah, sad. Music. It's weird because I'm a Metallica fanatic. Religion. My whole iPod has a million live concerts from Metallica. Now, I'm not a metalhead because I really only like them in terms of metal, but I listen to anything that's really guitar-oriented or band-oriented, and with Metallica, I'm such a fanboy of James Hetfield, that I used to collect all his signature guitars that came with certificates signed by Lord Hetfield himself, that you own number 89 out of 100 or whatever, and I even went as so far as to contact, this is funny, 2007, I found the guy named Ken Lawrence, who actually built James his first his first custom guitar that James used every single show since I think it was 97 on to this day. He still uses it. It's called a Ken Lawrence Custom Explorer. I spent $7,000 on it in 2007. Waited about a year and a half to get it built. Got it, and that thing was just a piece of work from a guitar player perspective. I never had a guitar that sounded as good and played as good and looked as cool. And I had him build it exactly to James Hetfield's specs in terms of woods, scale length, fret markers, inlays, everything. It was just beautiful. And of course, at my OCD, I sold it a few years later, not for a profit, but for a slight loss. But that's the way I was, and that's the way I always have been with guitars. Buy and sell them, but recently I've held on to my last custom guitars. So that's it for this Q&A, and guys, this was a lot of fucking fun. So hopefully you guys found it entertaining, and if you did and you see fit, drop that like. And you know what? If you guys want, I'll continue doing these. So how about this? If you have more questions for a future episode, leave your question in the comments here. I won't answer it, and when I get enough questions, I'll make a second Ask Mesa. It just sounds silly when I say that, so... Anyway, you guys have been the best, and I had fun doing this. So that's it, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye.